I kind of get a kick out of this. This whole thing that's going on now, where women are starting to realize that men are really pissed off. And there's all sorts of arguments being made. There's the browbeating argument, though, the whole, Peter Pan syndrome. Men don't want to grow up. They don't want to be responsible. They forever adolescent, or the ever little kids, blah, blah, blah. That's sort of the shaming language end of the whole browbeating men into being in relationships with women. The other one, of course, is, the appeasement sort of a thing. For lack of a better term, appeasement. It's more like, yes, I know we've been real terrible to you for 40 years, women are saying, but, I'm not really that bad, and I don't believe in that stuff, and trust me, I'm different. I love that one. I would never do that to you. How many guys have heard that? The simple fact is that the legal situation that men find themselves in, if you combine, for example, domestic violence laws, primary aggressor doctrines, sexual harassment at work, rape laws, where if you take a woman home, like, this is honest to God, this is quite possible. You take a woman home from the bar, you think you're going to have a relationship, she wakes up in the morning, regrets it, and charges you with rape. That's a very, very real possibility. In fact, it happens all the time. Now, of course, you might be thinking to yourself, well, here's this rape apologist, but think about the chilling effect that has on men. Why would you put yourself in a situation where you could easily be thrown in jail for 20 fucking years just because the girl doesn't like you anymore? Or maybe she feels embarrassed, or maybe she was cheating and really needs to cover her ass with her husband. Hey, how about that guy who got shot in the back of the head by the jealous husband because the wife cried rape? She was seeing the guy for like 2 years. So you take this sort of stuff into consideration, and you got to wonder to yourself, like, how fucking nice can women be? Honest to God, why would a guy get involved in a situation like that? I do really want to have a long-term relationship. I'm not an idiot, right? I mean, that's sort of the thing that I would like to have. But in the current power dynamic, it's fucking impossible. Get it through your head. Women have way too much power over men's lives. Here in the province where I live, for example, all you have to do is pick up the phone and make an accusation of domestic violence. The person is thrown in jail, and you have power of attorney over all of their stuff, which means that you can make a phone call, have your boyfriend thrown in jail, and sell all his shit, and there's nothing he can do about it. You can get sex all you want. If you want companionship, hang out with friends, get a dog, date a girl, never, ever, ever move in with her, and for sure don't get married. Because you'd be a total idiot to get married in this legal climate. And any woman who doesn't take that into perspective and makes sort of sport out of trying to shame and castigate men into becoming a beast of burden for some woman just because that's just the way things have been in society, I've got this to say. Feminism has done its level best for about 40 years to destroy the traditional family. It's been stated right from the onset of first wave feminism, second wave feminism, that the traditional family is the enemy of feminism and must be destroyed. You got what you asked for. And the problem with that is the unintended consequences. Men are getting really, really disgusted with women. Sounds harsh. You yourself might not be worth less than a bowl of fuck, but there's no shortage of women out there that aren't worth anything more than one roll in the hay and a fake phone number in the morning. If you take issue with it, if you don't think it's true, then tell me why it's not true. But if you do think it's true and I shouldn't feel that way, maybe what you should do is take a look in the mirror at your own behavior and those of your friends. And if you don't find it objectionable, don't change. If you do find it objectionable, maybe do something about it. The only thing that I could add to this is that I find it a real shame that our society is in the situation that it's in. I find it a real shame that I find it a real shame that women are in a position now where men don't want to have anything to do with them. But what I would really, really like is to stop having this blamed on men. We're reacting. We are in a situation that is untenable, and we're doing what we can in that situation. Most men are trying very hard not to be outspoken and very hard not to offend the women in their lives and all the rest of that. But the problem is that you guys, by you guys I mean women in general, and of course media that is directed at women, do a really good job of ignoring the truth. You do a real good job of putting fake motivations into men's minds, and you do a really, really, really good job of ignoring the blatantly obvious. Male sexuality is criminalized in our society. We can't make a good decision. No matter what decision, no matter what we do, it's dependent entirely upon the reaction of the woman as to what's going to happen. And I think that the tendency to blame men for feeling the way they do is a sure recipe to make sure it continues to happen and worsen. And I'll tell you one thing, men are not the ones that are going to suffer. Well, when you marginalize and demonize and dehumanize men, when you strip away their rights and feed them to women, when you imbalance society so far that men in general are painfully aware of just how many areas that they're disadvantaged in on purpose. The only thing that has been saving your ass as feminist movement for the last 30 years is the fact that men can't communicate with each other. You guys got rid of all the male-only clubs. And I know that that was done for a reason, so that's okay. The fact that there's women-only clubs is overlooked by just about everybody, and I know that that was, again, done on purpose. And if you get past the lies, the misdirection, the outright fabrications of statistics, the rape hysteria, the ever-widening definition of bad behavior, when you get past that, and you start to realize that all of these things are aimed only at men, then you start to realize feminism is a hate movement. It is an ideology that destroys society, and in particular men, and it does it on purpose, and it does it for a purpose. Deconstructing society has been a mainstay of feminist thought for, well, since its inception. It ain't our problem. It's not our fault. You, as women and feminism and feminists, you created this fucking problem. You fix it.